Okay, good morning.
We're here.
We are here. All right, well, good morning and welcome. I'm in Thunder Bay and Denise is
I'm in North York.
North York.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to take a moment this morning to welcome you to PQP Part 2. I'll let Denise acknowledge that we are here working on the traditional territory of Fort William First Nation and all the Métis people who have also been here before us. And then I recognize that this is the Fort William First Nation lands, and we are also signatories to the Robinson Superior Treaty here. So.
And I'm down in North York, which has a historical home to Haudenosaunee people, Wendat people, Anishinaabe people, and Métis people. And so happy to be here. I kind of butt up against a few different treaty areas in this area, the Williams Treaty being one of them. So happy to be here. Just here for a few days as a guest and a visitor to this territory, and happy to be here.
Okay. So we just wanted to take an opportunity to introduce both of ourselves. I am Christy Redfern. I'm one of your Part 2 instructors. I'm a principal with Lakeehead District School Board. I also am a PhD student at Lakeehead University. I have 2 children, which I mentioned in my introduction, so I'm busy as well, and I recognize that all of you have very busy lives as you're taking this course. I have some passions in education. There's special education, environmental education, equity and diversity, and Indigenous education. So you'll see some of that come through as well in the course and in my post. I just excited to be on this learning journey with you. And we do have some housekeeping items, but after Denise introduces herself, we'll talk about them.
Great. Bonjour. Denise Baxter, Indigenous Makwadoda, Martin Falls, Indoji. I am happy to be here. I also, oh gosh, when I say it out loud, it seems like a long time, but almost, I guess I've just finished 26 years in education. From when I first started teaching back in 1993. 13 of those years were spent as a principal, vice principal, and working with the Ministry of Education as a student achievement officer. The last year and a half, I've switched roles, and I'm the vice provost of Aboriginal Initiatives at Lakeehead University. So the fun part about that is, I started teaching in kindergarten, and now I'm actually slid right through all of secondary and elementary. I had an opportunity to work both in private First Nation schools, First Nation elementary schools, the public system as a K-8 principal, and then working for the last year and a half in adult and continuing education as the principal. So different kinds of experiences over the years, which is quite nice. And but all of that is certainly within an Ontario context. Haven't had the opportunity to be doing international work as of this point yet. Now, family-wise, I have a daughter in grade 12 who is really trying to figure out what next year will be. And I think anyone who's had kids in that experience or been through it themselves, you can certainly empathize with that. I have one daughter in grade 8. My husband, John, works in Thunder Bay, actually out in Fort William First Nation. And for us, I mean, Christy's kids do a lot of sports. We're a karate family, but we also have a little dog named Oscar, who my younger daughter is in the show ring and show world with. So we're in dog show season. It just started last weekend. So I'm grooming dogs. A little fluffy Sheltie. It's very cute. However, that's a whole other life. Like Christy, I'm also in my PhD program. I'm actually doing it through York University, and Susan Dion's my advisor. And so I'm in the proposal writing stage. Christy's getting ready to defend her proposal, but so it is busy, but it's certainly important work. And my work is circling around leadership as an Indigenous person within organizations and what that actually constitutes, and how you move from there. So that's a little bit about me. Part of what I guess we wanted to really talk about is a little bit of flexibility in this course. It is a short, quick course at 7 weeks. There is a fair bit of reading to do as you read through the practicums. But understand from us that we open modules at certain dates, but we don't ever close them for you. So if you have a particularly busy week in your life and you can't get on for 3 or 4 days, that's okay. Just kind of load it up over the weekend and get caught up on the course. So don't worry if you're, module 2 is open and you're still picking up some module 1 pieces, or 3 is open and you're still picking up some module 2 pieces. As long as you get through it all, that is our main objective. And the key thing around your log, if you haven't taken part one with us, is you must record 125 hours or more on your log. And you submit that log at the end of the course. So you just keep a file in Excel or however you want to keep it on your computer somewhere, and then fill it all in as you work, and then just submit that at the end in our assignments box. So we have some changes coming up. Do you want to talk about those, Christy?
Yeah, so many of you may have noticed. First, I'll also mention that a really effective way to communicate with both of us is through WhatsApp. So we provided that, I think, both in our introductions as well as in the news section. We don't always check that course email every day. So if you need an answer, the WhatsApp comes right to our phones and we get them pretty quickly.
We've already had a few people sending us.
Yeah, yeah, and we appreciate that. So we're asking for a little bit of patience. We're going to complete Module 1 as is in the courses, in the sections that you are in. However, we have such a large number of people in the classes. In order to maintain effective dialogue, we're going to split off into a third section. So right now, we don't know who will be split off into the third section, but you will find out when you log in. We will leave Module 1, as I said, as is. But then we'll begin Module 2 in our 3 sections. Now, this will also affect the 1.8, Module 1.8, where you signed up for your practicum presentations. I know some people have been unable to sign up because there were so many people in the course that they filled it very quickly. So I'm asking, if you've signed up, stay where you are and stay tuned. And then when we move to 3, that's going to open up spaces in all 3 sections. And you can either re-sign up, or if you're happy where you are and you're still in your class, then you can stay right there. We will ask if there are folks who want to sign up for Module 2. I don't think we have a whole lot yet, and we understand the reasons for that. But we do ask that you try to fit it to the module that best suits your practicum. However, really, it's just an opportunity for you to present it to the group, to facilitate a discussion, for you to get some feedback from colleagues and peers on your work. We also, oh, sorry.
The benefit to part 2 is you get it and it's done.
Yes.
That's probably the big part of the course. So
yes, and we also know that some of you will have come with a completed practicum, and some of you will just be starting that practicum journey. We completely recognize this. This is not intended for this to be your final project. This is intended for you to present your practicum proposal, the work that you propose to do or have done to date, any feedback or reflections you'd like to share, and then it's an opportunity for you to host a discussion on the work you're doing, and so that people can give you feedback and you can do some more thinking about it. And plus, we get to share some really great ideas across the province, which is we hope is one of the benefits of taking this course online.
So that being said, if you have any major issues, Colleen Woods is who works with us to make sure that we can get those resolved. One of the key things that we've had a few notes on is the EQI. So we have, we will be working, I suppose, Christy's working right now to get the new link. We have to get a new link every single time the course runs. If you've taken that EQI in the last few years, you don't need to redo it. If you haven't taken the EQI and you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
Right. It is optional.
If you'd like to do it. Certainly it is a valuable learning tool, and having taken it myself from a 360, but also reading people's reflections when they took the EQI and what they learned about themselves through the reflection of working on it. People do find it helpful. So anyway, just it's up to you. But Christy will have the link, I'm assuming today.
Yeah, today. Yep.
Fairly quickly once we get the ball rolling. We had to send them a letter and get things back and forth. So, so just stay tuned for that. We'll put that in the news as soon as we have the live link. And I guess other than that, happy to see you. Glad you made this decision. It will go quickly.
Yes.
Just kind of steady and slow is how I say. Just kind of keep this moving steady and slowly as you go along, and you'll get through the course. But it is a quick one. If you have any major life events happening or happen unexpectedly, please just send us an email, or not even an email, send us a WhatsApp and we'll talk to you on the phone. I often do, and so does Christy. We'll chat to people on the phone, or we'll FaceTime them, or use the video thing in WhatsApp. But certainly try to communicate with us so that we know what's happening, and if we need to work an extension into the course, we can certainly help facilitate that for you. Yeah. Not terribly complicated because we're an AQ course. So we have had people who've needed an extra 3 weeks at the end of the course to finish things up, and that's okay too. So hopefully nothing happens and nobody needs any time extra, but should it happen, no, not to fret. It's certainly something we can work with.
Yeah, and there'll be more Zoom sessions. We hope that you will be joining us. So stay tuned for those. We'll announce them in the news. That's where any big course announcements we have or anything information we need to share with all of you, we'll put it in our announcements or news section. So keep an eye on that. And otherwise, have an amazing rest of your week. It's almost over. First week of PQP2 is almost down. So keep an eye out for when we do the split. You will notice because you'll be in a new section. We just wanted everybody to be aware of that, and we'll try to make contact with everyone, and it should start as we move into Module 2.
Great. Okay, have
Okay.
a great day. Happy
Thank
Thursday.
you. Have a great day.
All right.